These cameos blew us away. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 epic TV cameos. For this list, we'll be going over the most surprising, coolest, and downright awesome cameos of celebrities in television series. Some cameos will be related to plot events, so there will be spoilers ahead. Number 20, Robin Williams, Law & Order Special Victims Unit.
Merritt Rook.
How can I help you?
The Law & Order franchise has drawn its fair share of celebrity guests, but there's something special about Robin Williams' turn as Merritt Rook.
My wife died 3 years ago. I miss her terribly. Sometimes when the pain gets really bad, I go out and look for someone who looks like Juliet, and I bring her home.
A sound technician with a strong anti-authoritarian streak, Rook uses his skills at manipulating sound to convince people to blindly follow authority figures to show them how dangerous it can be, having listened to advice from his doctor and lost his wife and baby.
The computer uses an algorithm of the physiology of the human face and makes choices.
By choices, you mean guesses?
Williams' powerful performance is captivating and thought-provoking, and we almost hope that his character gets away in the end, since it's left ambiguous.
I put my faith in a little god in a white coat, and he killed my wife and son!
Number 19, The Scrubs cast, Cougar Town. Scrubs has plenty of great cameos of its own, such as Michael J. Fox's appearance on the medical dramedy.
Good morning, doctors.
But the best Scrubs cameo happens on another show altogether. Cougar Town is another show created by the same creator as Scrubs and features several appearances by lovable sad sack Ted Buckland from Scrubs.
Everyone here looks like someone from my old job.
During one of these times on the sitcom, Ted notes the similarities between Cougar Town characters and people he knew from his previous job, as several of them are played by the same actors. This gag balloons throughout the scene as more and more actors from Scrubs show up, making Ted freak out. Thankfully, the Todd is there to make it all better with a high five.
You all right, Five? From the big dog.
Number 18, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 2.5 Men. The series finale of 2.5 Men may not have been able to get Charlie Sheen back as Charlie Harper, but they did manage to get Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank you for meeting with us on such short notice, Lieutenant.
Anything for you, my friend.
The movie star has rarely made TV appearances, so seeing him show up was a definite surprise. He plays a lieutenant, Wagner, who assists Alan and Walden when Charlie seemingly sends them a threatening message.
12 years ago, your wife kicked you out, and then you and your dumb son moved in with your brother.
He wasn't dumb at the beginning. He got dumb later on.
The police officer's baffled questions serve to recap the whole series, which knocks pretty heavily on the fourth wall and is hilarious to boot.
We found your boy.
They found Charlie.
Are they sure?
Are you sure it's him?
Boy matches the description. Bowling shirt, cargo shorts. He's babbling away incoherently.
The fact that he captures Christian Slater playing himself instead is also pretty funny, as is his reference to his time as governor.
Next thing I know, I wake up in a hotel room dressed like a 12-year-old with a screaming woman in the closet.
You're right. I'm the governor of California.
Number 17, Christopher Reeve, Smallville. There have been many actors to play Superman over the years, but arguably the one with the greatest impact was Christopher Reeve.
Hello, Clark. I've been expecting you.
The actor made us believe a man could fly, and he returned to the Superman franchise, though not the role, on Smallville.
I think perhaps you've been reading my emails to Clark Kent, am I correct?
Reeve played Dr. Virgil Swan, a wealthy scientist who acts as a mentor to Clark Kent.
Then my involvement with I Know Luthor is in your best interest.
That man has done nothing but cause my family pain.
Was he the one who caused the explosion on the farm?
Although he only appeared in a couple of episodes, Swan played an important role in the series, helping Clark discover his Kryptonian origins, while Reeve himself passed the torch of his most iconic part on to Tom Welling.
That message didn't come from the stars. It originated right here on Earth. But I believe that it wasn't meant for you, Kal-El.
Number 16, Ricky Gervais, The Office.
Sorry, mate. Oh, sorry, mate. Excuse me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
The creator and star of the original British version of The Office, Ricky Gervais basically made the US version possible, so seeing him cameo a few times on the show was a definite treat. Gervais reprises his role as the oblivious boss David Brent, first running into his US counterpart Michael Scott.
Comedy is a place where the mind goes to tickle itself. That's what she said.
The duo instantly bond over a similar sense of humor, and David makes it clear he's looking for work.
Here you're looking for a new boss, yeah? Someone to tell a bunch of discontented, under-encouraged drones what to do every day. Is that it?
This is expounded upon after Michael departs the show, with David video conferencing in hopes of replacing Mr. Scott as head of the Scranton office. As awkward and rambling as his video is, we think he would have nailed the job. Number 15, Bryan Cranston, 30 Rock. 30 Rock is known for its star-studded cast of cameos, but our pick has to go to Bryan Cranston.
I'm so sorry, Kenny. You know, the only celebrity I ever met was Evel Knievel's motorcycle.
Playing Kenneth's stepdad, Ron, Cranston's roots as a comedic actor are on full display as he plays the not-so-bright goof to perfection during his short appearance.
My name is Ron. I'm Perlene's friend. I've met celebrities before. Do you know Evel Knievel's motorcycle picture? Oh. Come on, Ron, I'm better than that.
Although Kenneth may harbor an intense dislike for the man, given how attached he is to his mother, Ron genuinely cares about him, and is a decent guitar player and singer as well.
It's just like what Jimmy Buffett says. I'm just a cheeseburger in paradise.
Plus, who else can introduce you to a picture of Evel Knievel's motorcycle? Number 14, Alex Trebek, The X-Files.
Alex Trebek? The game show host?
The X-Files often delved into shadowy conspiracies with danger around every turn or featured horrifying freaks of the week, but the show also did some episodes that were just flat out hysterical. One of the sci-fi drama's funniest is Jose Chung from Outer Space. In the episode, the title author interviews Agent Scully about a strange sequence of events she and Mulder investigated, with contradictory accounts and bizarre happenings.
It definitely was peculiar.
Well, surely your partner didn't believe any of it.
Well, Mulder's had his share of peculiar notions. He's not inclined to dismiss anything outright.
Through it all, there are several appearances by the mysterious men in black, who appear to be deliberately confusing during their encounters to make witnesses sound crazy.
You're feeling very sleepy, very relaxed.
This is driven home when one of the men reveals himself to be Alex Trebek, or at least played by him, apparently hypnotizing Mulder. We'll take great cameos for 500, Alex. Number 13, Every Vampire Ever, What We Do in the Shadows. Okay, so maybe every is a bit of an exaggeration, but it's still a lot. When the gang of vampire roommates that this mockumentary series focuses on accidentally kills a prominent member of their undead race, they're summoned before the Vampiric Council to answer for their crime.
Dark greetings of the night to all the members of the Vampiric Council.
What follows is a cavalcade of celebrity cameos, primarily made up of actors who have previously played vampires.
Accused of what, you may ask?
Vampire murder.
Vampire murder.
Vampire murder.
Not only do Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement return in their roles from the film the show is based on, there's also Danny Trejo, Evan Rachel Wood, Paul Rubens, Dave Bautista, Wesley Snipes, and Tilda Swinton.
Tom Bratwell.
Not into it.
They're not committed like us.
With this many vamp cameos in so little time, you're bound to get blood drunk. Number 12, Stan Lee, Heroes. Stan Lee was the man to call when it came to superhero cameos. Still, while the famed comic writer popped up in a ton of movies, he also appeared in a few TV shows. One such case occurred in an episode of Heroes. In this case, Hiro Nakamura is splitting up with his friend Ando and steps up to his bus where he's greeted by his bus driver, who asks him if he's by himself.
Hey, young fella, all by yourself?
While the separation of two friends is sad, we're surprised that Hiro, who's a huge fan of comics and superheroes, isn't fanboying over the fact that his bus driver looks exactly like Stan Lee.
Yes, just me.
Number 11, Prince, New Girl.
I'm Prince. So what seems to be the problem?
The folks behind New Girl spent years trying to get Prince to appear on their show, and their efforts finally paid off since the man himself became a fan of the sitcom. After Jess and Cece are invited to a party at Prince's house, the famed musician meets the gang and helps Jess out with her love life.
You want to know why you can't tell that nice dude you love him?
I want to say it, but...
You're scared.
Exactly.
If you say it and things don't work out, what then?
I really care for him, and I'm just worried I'm gonna lose him.
That's stupid.
You're stupid.
He even debuted a new track during the episode's conclusion. Through it all, Prince just exudes an effortless charisma and humor that makes it feel like he could have committed a bigger part of his career to acting if he'd put his mind to it.
Did that happen?
Number 10, Tom Baker, Doctor Who.
I could retire and be the curator of this place.
You know, I really think you might.
This long-running sci-fi program has been on for decades, and it really went all out for its 50th anniversary.
I never forget a face.
I know you don't. And in years to come, you might find yourself revisiting a few, but just the old favorites, eh?
One of the biggest surprises, though, was the cameo appearance of Tom Baker, one of the most popular actors to play the Doctor, who returned as an apparent future incarnation of the character.
If I were you... Oh, if I were you... oh, perhaps I was you, of course.
Baker slides into the role like he never left, delivering some cryptic advice to Matt Smith's Doctor about what his future has in store, while also being tremendously charming, funny, and heartwarming. That "who knows" joke is classic.
Or perhaps it doesn't matter either way. Who knows? Who knows?
Number 9, Suzanne Pleshette, Newhart. The series finale of Newhart is pretty bizarre, with the whole town being turned into a golf course resort. However, that pales in comparison to the ending.
You're all crazy!
After protagonist Dick Loudon is hit on the head by a golf ball, Bob Newhart's previous character, Bob Hartley from The Bob Newhart Show, wakes up in bed with his wife Emily, with Suzanne Pleshette reprising her role from that show. The duo discusses Newhart as being an odd dream that Hartley had.
I was an innkeeper in this crazy little town in Vermont.
I'm happy for you.
Oft imitated, this finale and cameo are positively legendary. Number 8, William Shatner, Third Rock from the Sun. The aliens masquerading as humans that make up the main case of this sitcom take their orders from a being called the Big Giant Head. Naturally, there was only one actor with the sci-fi cred and the ego to fill the role, William Shatner.
I'm back! Bring it in!
The Big Giant Head makes several appearances on the show, shaking up the unit's roles, impregnating their landlady's daughter, singing, and even paying hilarious homage to his and John Lithgow's part on The Twilight Zone.
I saw something on the wing of the plane. The same thing happened to me!
Sure, he's a bit more recurring than most of our other entries, but Shatner does tend to, take up more space than you might think.
What is that? It's called the Shatner. Now go on.
Number 7, Cher, Will and Grace.
A word of advice, Will. Don't dismiss things you know nothing about.
Will and Grace features a ton of great cameos, and while we were tempted to include Elton John's, we had to give our pick to Cher. Jack is completely obsessed with the singer, to the point where he even made a doll of her, which he talks to.
You know, dude, it is a little weird that you're talking to my doll.
Things get awkward though when he meets the real deal but mistakes her for a drag queen, even if he does think she pulls it off.
I do a better Cher than you.
You think so?
Actually, it's... You think so? Ho!
Cher appears a second time, this time in a dream Jack has, in which he sees Cher as the incarnation of God.
Don't ever stop dancing, Jack. Don't ever stop dancing. Show business needs you.
These cameos are so good, we wish we could turn back time just to experience them for the first time all over again. Number 6, Dwayne Johnson, That 70s Show. The Rock may be a huge movie star now, but at the time of this cameo, Dwayne Johnson was still best known for his wrestling career.
Watch Rocky Johnson take on 20 snarling midgets. Now back to the action.
Rocky Johnson's coming to Kenosha? Oh man, we gotta go.
It's fitting then that his appearance in that 70s show is also that of a wrestler. However, he doesn't play just any wrestler. The Rock cameos as his own father, Rocky Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you gave that team of midgets an ass whooping, sir.
Well, you pile drive a little guy, and the whole crowd turns on you. And then when you're standing there wondering what they're booing about, you get bit on the kneecaps. Look at my knees.
Not only is that a fun tribute by a son to his father, but Johnson also agrees to some father and son autographs for Eric and Red Foreman backstage.
Yeah, it's really nice, bringing your kid to a wrestling match. You know, I got a son, and one day, he's gonna become the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
He even speaks about his own son, himself in other words, and his hopes that he'll be the most electrifying man in entertainment. A promise that he has certainly lived up to. Number 5, Katee Sackhoff, The Big Bang Theory. Given how entwined the show is with geek culture, The Big Bang Theory has unsurprisingly had a ton of cameos.
Let me guess. You like Star Wars.
While we considered James Earl Jones' appearance, we didn't give in to the dark side and went with this one instead.
So nice you could join me this evening. You're looking lovely as always.
Thanks, Howard. Always nice to be part of your masturbatory fantasies.
Katee Sackhoff is best known for her role on Battlestar Galactica and appears several times in cameos in Howard Wolowitz's Fantasies.
Why am I wearing my Battlestar Galactica flight suit in bed?
Why are you in bed with me? If we start to question this, it all falls apart.
While her appearances often begin as eye candy for Howard, they soon shift tone, as Sackhoff gives him advice on his relationship with his girlfriend Bernadette, and on one occasion was even assisted by George Takei. Talk about weirdly awesome crossovers.
Trust me, she's ready. Make the move.
No. A lady wants to be wooed.
Number 4, Stephen Hawking, Star Trek: The Next Generation. While this brilliant physicist is another celebrity to cameo on The Big Bang Theory, we're boldly going with this cameo instead.
The day that apple fell on my head was the most momentous day in the history of science.
Not the apple story again.
In the futuristic setting of Star Trek, the holodeck allows for all manner of historical figures to be recreated using holograms and force fields. Although plenty have appeared over the years, few of them have been played by the actual people they represent, as Stephen Hawking did.
I raise 50.
Blast. I fold.
The Holo Hawking is created by the android Data, along with Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton, who pits the three titans of science against each other in a game of poker. Naturally, Hawking wins. You just can't beat that poker face.
You are bluffing, and you will lose.
Wrong again, Albert.
Number 3, the cast of Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Michael? Yeah. Love the entrance. That slide, it's working.
Well, it's making me a bit dizzy, but I'll do anything for you, Larry.
Given that Larry David plays a fictional version of himself on this long-running series, it naturally has a ton of cameos by celebrities.
I trust you. I'm telling you, it's gonna be funny.
And what about that story you were telling about George would have an ex-wife?
Yeah.
You know who would be great for that is Meg Ryan.
However, the most epic is easily the running cameos of the cast members of Seinfeld in season 7, which David co-created.
I will play George Costanza. I can do it. I know I can.
Right.
I wrote it. The character's based on me. There were 2 Darrens.
Yeah.
On Bewitched.
Nobody liked that second Darren.
Fans have wanted a Seinfeld reunion pretty much since the finale aired, so seeing the actors gather again for a fictional reunion episode inside a real TV season was an absolute treat.
George.
Hey!
How are you?
It may not have been the reunion we wanted, but it was definitely the one that we needed. Number 2, Michael Jackson, The Simpsons. Given that it's been on forever, The Simpsons has had plenty of celebrity guests, but one of its more memorable cameos is by Michael Jackson.
Hi, I'm Michael Jackson from The Jacksons.
I'm Homer Simpson from The Simpsons.
After Homer is committed to a mental institution, he meets the King of Pop, who looks nothing like he does on TV.
What was that last one?
Thriller.
Nope.
Well, how about this?
Billie Jean is not my lover.
However, thanks to his dulcet tones, Bart is convinced, and altogether, he and Jackson write Lisa a memorable birthday song.
You gave me the gift of a little sister, and I'm proud of you today.
This is pretty ironic, considering Jackson didn't perform any of the songs in the episode himself, though he did write the Happy Birthday Lisa tune. Instead, because of contractual obligations, and to mess with Jackson's brothers, a sound-alike was used for his singing voice, and he was credited under a pseudonym. And no, it wasn't Leon Kompowski.
All my life I was very angry, until one day I just
talked like this.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Brad Pitt, Friends. Another show that saw its fair share of celebrity cameos, Friends had us really tempted to choose Bruce Willis. But as much of a love machine as he is, Brad Pitt showing up just got more of a reaction out of us, and the audience, judging by the decibel level when he comes on screen. Pitt plays Will, an old friend of Ross and Monica's who visits the siblings for Thanksgiving.
Typical of you, Rachel Green, Queen Rachel, does whatever she wants in the little Rachel land.
Oddly enough, despite Pitt being married to actress Jennifer Aniston at the time, Will hates her character Rachel, revealing that he and Ross started a rumor about her at school.
The rumor was that you had both male and female reproductive parts.
While the rumor itself certainly hasn't aged well, Pitt's cameo remains an epic part of the sitcom. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.